Where I started 2 years ago, I was broke. Not just low on cash, I mean absolutely flatlined. My checking account hovered between $5 and negative territory. I'd wake up to overdraft emails more often than I'd like to admit. Credit card minimums felt like monthly panic attacks, and forget about savings. That was a fantasy. I didn't grow up learning about money. No budgeting, no investing, no talk of credit scores or debt snowballs. Just vibes. And those vibes were stress, anxiety, and survival mode. But fast forward to today, I've got no debt, a 5-figure investment portfolio, and more than anything, peace of mind. This is the honest story of how I went from financial chaos to stability in 24 months. It wasn't easy, and it wasn't fast, but it was worth every step. Let me walk you through it, month by month. Why I'm sharing. This isn't about showing off. This is about showing what's possible. I'm not some financial wizard. I didn't win the lottery, sell a startup, or suddenly land a 6-figure job. I built this transformation on discipline, small wins, and making tough, but smart, choices. I'm sharing this because there are too many people stuck in the same place I was. And when you're in that space, you feel alone. You feel like you messed up, like you're behind, like you're the only one who can't figure it out. I promise you, you're not. My goal is to walk you through what worked for me, so maybe it can help you too. And if you're ready to change your own story, hit that subscribe button. This channel is all about real strategies, real stories, and building real wealth. One step at a time. Month 0 to 3, Audit and Emergency Fund. The first 3 months were the hardest, not because they were complex, but because they forced me to confront my reality. Month 0 was about facing the truth. I opened up my bank statements, my credit card bills, my spending history, and it was ugly. I had subscriptions I didn't use, food delivery that cost more than groceries, and interest charges that were quietly draining my future. So I did a full financial audit. Every dollar in and every dollar out. I categorized everything: fixed expenses, variable spending, and debts. Then came the emergency fund. I had to stop living on the edge. I made it my mission to save $1,000 as quickly as possible. No excuses. I sold old electronics, picked up side gigs, paused all non-essential spending. Every time I wanted to order takeout, I'd think, do I want this more than financial peace? And slowly, I started building that cushion. It took about 6 weeks to hit $1,000. That money gave me breathing room. It made it possible to stop relying on credit cards when things went wrong. And it showed me that I was capable of change. Month 4 to 6, kill toxic debt. With $1,000 in my emergency fund, the next mission was clear: destroy the toxic debt. I had about $6,000 on credit cards spread across 3 accounts with interest rates between 17% and 26%. It was brutal, and even making minimum payments felt like bailing water out of a sinking ship with a coffee cup. I chose the debt avalanche method, paying off the highest interest cards first while making minimums on the others. I called every creditor and asked for lower interest rates. A few actually gave it to me. It helped. I cut expenses hard. No streaming services, no eating out, no new clothes. Every extra dollar went to debt. I also picked up extra shifts at work and freelanced on weekends. I remember one month where I put nearly $1,200 toward credit cards, and when I saw the balance actually drop, it lit a fire in me. By the end of month 6, I had knocked out almost $4,000 in debt. It wasn't fun, but it was freedom. Every dollar I paid down felt like I was reclaiming a little piece of my future. Month 7 to 12, income boost and budget lockdown. Now that I wasn't drowning in interest payments, it was time to get aggressive. I realized that budgeting alone wouldn't get me ahead. I had to earn more. I took a hard look at my job. I wasn't underpaid for my role, but I wasn't maximizing either. So I asked for a raise, and actually got a small bump. But I didn't stop there. I started freelancing online, offering services I had quietly built skills in, like editing and writing. It wasn't glamorous, but that extra $300, $500 a month changed everything. I also upgraded my budgeting system. I used a zero-based budget, assigning every dollar a job. No more miscellaneous category. Every dollar was either saving, investing, or buying me something essential. And I stuck to cash envelopes for the first few months just to retrain my habits. If I ran out of grocery cash, I got creative with pantry meals. If I ran out of gas money, I walked more. It taught me discipline. By the end of month 12, I had paid off the last of my debt, built a $2,000 emergency fund, and consistently brought in $500, $700 month inside income. I wasn't rich, but I was no longer drowning. I was breathing again. And for the first time in years, I was excited for the future. Month 13 to 18, investing first dollars. This phase was scary. I had spent so long just trying to survive, the idea of putting money at risk felt insane. But I had done my homework. I read books, watched YouTube videos, and followed personal finance creators who kept it simple. And one thing became clear. The sooner you start investing, the more time your money has to grow. So I opened a Roth IRA. I started small, just $50 a week. It felt like nothing, but I reminded myself that it was habit over amount. I also opened a brokerage account for non-retirement investing. I didn't chase meme stocks. I focused on low-cost index funds. The goal wasn't to get rich quick. The goal was to let compound interest do its thing. Around this time, I also automated everything. My paycheck hit, and within minutes, money moved into savings, investments, and bills, all without me lifting a finger. This changed the game. No more mental effort, just consistency. During these 6 months, I also saw my side hustle income grow. I started earning closer to $1,000 a month from freelancing. That money helped me max out my Roth IRA for the year. And that's when it clicked. Wealth wasn't some mysterious thing. It was just a system, and I had finally built one that worked. Month 19 to 24, growth mode. The final 6 months were about leveling up. Now that I had no debt, a solid emergency fund, and consistent investments, I wanted to grow. So I focused on 2 things: increasing my income and protecting my time. First, I increased my rates as a freelancer. I had testimonials, experience, and a growing client list. I doubled my rates and didn't lose any clients. Then I built a personal website, created systems for my work, and started saying no to low-paying gigs. This gave me back hours each week and helped me earn more. I also started learning about taxes, legal protection, and long-term financial planning. I set up a solo 401k for my freelance income. I created sinking funds for travel, car repairs, and future goals. I read more books, watched fewer shows, and surrounded myself with people who were also growing. By month 24, I had over $15,000 in investments, $4,000 in savings, and was earning more than I ever had, with less stress. But most importantly, I felt free. Not because I was rich, but because I had options. I could take a vacation without guilt. I could pay for a repair without panic. I could sleep at night knowing that I had built something real. Your story can start today. If you're watching this and thinking, I could never do that, I get it. I thought the same thing. I thought I was too far gone, too behind, too stuck. But the truth is, you're never too late to take control. The first few months are the hardest. You'll question everything. You'll want to quit. You'll feel like it's not worth it. But if you keep going, if you stay consistent, if you believe it's possible, you will build momentum. And once you've got momentum, everything changes. This is your sign to start. Not tomorrow, not next year, today. Start with a financial audit. Save your first $500. Cut one toxic expense. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to start. And if you're already on this journey, comment below, let's go, so I know you're serious. And subscribe, because I've got so much more to share. From building passive income, to optimizing your budget, to creating a life you actually enjoy. Your story doesn't have to end at zero. That's just where it begins.